Shankapal joined Ramaiah Institute of Technology in 1984 as a lecturer and voyaged over 34 years to become the first Vice Chancellor of Ramaiah University of Applied Sciences. Let us witness his journey over the long 3+ decades through a video.
My association with Professor Shankapal goes back to July 2006, the time where I was exploring avenues to pursue my career after returning from stay abroad. At that time, my friend Professor Vinay of IIC informed me that there is an upcoming institution in Ramaiah Group. Probably he meant at that time MSR SAS, which was headed by Dr. Shankapal. To my email request seeking an appointment to meet him, I got an instant reply. During that meeting, I also came to know that both of us are from the same college, that is Malnad College of Engineering. Further, we also came to know that both of us are postgraduates from IIT Madras. After a courteous discussion which lasted for about 30 minutes, he felt that I could be of some utility to his communication research center at that time. Seeing the ambience and vibrancy of School of Advanced Studies, I also felt probably it was an apt opportunity for me to pursue my career in SAS. But going by the law of averages, which is normally applicable to those who are returning from abroad, odds were very heavily loaded against me, since sometimes many people find it very difficult to get adapted to the new assignment. So many of my friends and well-wishers, they were thinking whether it is going to be a long innings or a short innings. But with a deep sense of gratitude, profound pride, and immense satisfaction, I can say that our association has lasted for 12 years. Actually. I owe this association of last 12 years to Professor Shankpal for his personal attributes, constant encouragement and support, and a tremendous academic freedom within a defined framework, and always the immense confidence he reposes in his colleagues. During the last 12 years, I never felt that I was in a wrong place. When you are with such a proactive and dynamic person, every day you will be enriched, and every day you will learn something through his actions and statements. I think the following statements by him have always admirable relevance to most of us. He always believed that born poor is an accident, but to remain poor is a choice. And you don't have to be great to start with, but you have to start with to become great. And many in vacation, he always used to say, you have to like what you want to do, and you have to like such that you have to like more than yourself. On a professional note, I can say that the earlier clip, which was shown to all of us, it just facilitated a comprehensive glimpse of Professor Shankpal's achievements and accomplishments. In research, we normally and commonly emphasize that one of the attributes of a research student is to view the same information with a different perspective and a greater details. So, seeking this refuge, I would like to dwell upon the distinguished service of Professor Shankpal with some additional insights. During the career spanning over 34 years, he has served with distinction the three institutions of Ramaiah Group, namely Ramaiah Institute of Technology, Ramaiah School of Advanced Studies, and Ramaiah Institute of Applied Sciences. In RIT, apart from many other subjects, he exhibited tremendous passion and established himself as an outstanding teacher of power excellence in control systems, thermodynamics, and combustion and programming and simulation. In this context, I always remember his statement, whenever you want to be a perennial researcher, when you want to be a teacher, you should always have a constituency. Never forget that constituency. So despite all his preoccupation, he always felt that the control systems and the thermodynamics combustion were always his constituencies. I have seen many of his friends, many of his students who have occupied very good position, high position in reputed institutions and organizations, and still recall with gratitude and pride the difference he has made in them. Then began the second phase of his journey in Ramaiah. The demonstration of his dynamic leadership and visionary disposition started when he was entrusted with the responsibility of starting a new institution exclusively for postgraduate engineering education. It was meant to cater to the emerging and constantly evolving needs of industry and society. The vision and emphasis of our chairman were that the new institution should be capable of translating the acquired knowledge into skills and proficiency. In the process, it was expected that engineering curriculum and the student of SAS should have the outlook as well as the capability similar to the students normally we find in many Western countries. With his fortitude, tenacity, unwavering concentration, and a singular focus, and with the active support and guidance from our chairman and CE, Professor Shankpal had tremendous success as a director and subsequently as a president of SAS. No such success can come without a ding-dong or a seesaw battle, but his extraordinary dedication, tireless efforts, did always find an amicable answer to any and every imposing and formidable challenge that he encountered on its way. The success of SAS also strongly affirmed our Chancellor's strong belief that if we have noble motives, everything will be taken care of, no matter how many impediments you come across. Many of us feel that the role of innovation can be more seen only in the development of product, but our Vice Chancellor has proved that innovation can be brought into the process of an organization model itself. In particular, he modeled SAS such that apart from postgraduate teaching, importance and emphasis were also on the training program to train the engineers and professionals. He also established Industrial Research and Consultancy Center, what we normally call as a Techno Center, and was constantly urging the faculty members of SAS to get involved in sponsored research. I had seen in IITs and IISc the emphasis of IC&S, of that industrial consultancy sponsored research, but I had not seen such an emphasis in many other educational institutions. Definitely, the concept of training program was first of its kind in an academic institution. These innovative concepts not only gave visibility to SAS, but also probably came handy to overcome the vagaries and uncertainties of many of the financial constraints. Because of his vision and follow-up of initiatives, we now proudly say we have trained more than 38,000 delegates, we have executed more than 120 sponsored research projects, and we have also carried out 750 and more consultancy projects. His continuous efforts and structured plan placed SAS on the technology map of India in certain niche areas like automotives, vehicle dynamics, CFD, mechatronics, communication and biomedical engineering. Mr. Mahalingam of TCS once said that in many technical meets that he attends, he always used to see the name of MSR SAS along with the illustrious IITs and IISc. This statement by Mr. Mahalingam is a testimony to the recognition of SAS on its technological front. He brought the concept of outcome-based or learner-centric education way back in 2000 itself when SAS launched MSc engineering program along with Coventry University. He also brought to the fore certain other domains such as product design, computer graphics and virtual reality, VLSI, embedded system and automotive electronics. Definitely these specialty domains were not prominent in India at that time. Following the tremendous success of SAS, founder chairman's and our chairman's vision of a university was the next responsibility assigned to Professor Shankpal in the year 2014. This was his third phase of journey here in Ramaiah. He did fulfill this responsibility with admirable pride and enviable success. Because of the comprehensive nature of the university, he had to create new faculties of dental science, pharmacy, hospital management and catering technology, science and humanities. St. Paul was always keen to bring the concept of outcome-based curriculum across all the faculties of our university. He was also stressing the importance of uniformity in academics across the university. Many were skeptical about whether he can imbibe and prepare the diversified and new faculties to the requirement of outcome-based curriculum, but with immaculate plan, preparedness, training and persistence under his leadership, university completed all the requirements of documents for UG, PG and postdoc and doctoral programs in a stunning short period of about 4 months. This included even the UG programs in engineering, which were offered for the first time in the university. In one sentence, I can say that he accomplished the academic unification of diversified faculty under a single framework of Ramaiah University of Applied Sciences. On both an absolute and relative terms, this was definitely an extraordinary achievement in a relatively short period. Through his very well thought planning and wide experience, he has augmented the infrastructure and laboratory facilities of the university. Now we can confidently say that in vast majority of the cases, the students of the university can definitely get exposure and experience of state-of-the-art laboratory facilities. In about 2 years' time since the inception of our university, under his leadership, we were accorded the 2F status by UGC. We are proud to say that probably we are the first private university to get it and get it in the first attempt. This itself speaks volume of his achievement as a Vice Chancellor. I have seen hundreds of presentations by our Vice Chancellor during the last 12 years. To me personally, his presentation to UGC inspection committee was a memorable one. One of the esteemed members of that committee did state and complimented our VC, saying that he has never seen such a perfection in his career. In a private conversation with our Vice Chancellor, he even went to the extent of asking whether he took assistance from specialized agency in preparing the slides. So this again is a reflection of his astute skills and proficiency in whichever task he undertakes. We were also ranked by NIRF as the top 100 among the top 100 universities in the country in the year 2016. Rating framework Karnataka State awarded us an overall 4-star status, and RUS was the only university to get 5-star status in innovation. We were awarded the gold rating under QS Gauge ranking framework. In good old days, there was a strong feeling that USA is unique since it has something for everyone somewhere.
To the divine, the Vice Chancellor, Sri Dr. Shankapal, Srinivas Murthy, Dr. Rajam, the Pro Vice Chancellor, Dr. Kadambi, the distinguished invitees and guests here, and the faculty members of our institutions. It's a very emotional day for me. Many of you may not know that the journey that has been taken almost from the year 2000 to 2016, almost 16 years. Dr. Shankpal was a lecturer in the same campus. He joined as a lecturer in 2000, that is in 1984. Almost is 34 to 35 years that he has spent his life in this institution. From a lecturer, he has grown up to become the first Vice Chancellor of this university. I think nobody else in the last 50 years, 55 years of journey, when this institution has been established, has grown as Dr. Shankapal. His contribution is enormous. Many of you may not be able to understand, but as a man who thought of a vision for this institution, in those days, we were beginning. It was almost the twilight, early morning, when I thought that how do I make this a place of knowledge? That was my dream. I did not have anybody to discuss and ask them whether I can think about it and build an institution where we can disseminate knowledge for the society and make people enlightened and as a knowledgeable people. That was a time when I was hunting for a person who could stand by me like a rock, understand me first, I needed somebody to know me first. What is that I want? To understand me, then start thinking of those issues in putting up a beautiful plan for making a place of knowledge. He was the man who named this place as a Gnana Gangotri. I don't think many of you know about it. He was the man who named this institution or this place as the Gnana Gangotri. That's why I said he became my partner who could visualize my thoughts and who has put into practice what I had imagined. One day I was speaking to the principal of the engineering college at that time, Dr. Krishnappa, to please give me a man. I need not be a professor. He did not be a very senior person. He did not be a knowledgeable person. But I want a person who is thinking of or imagining or who can build an institution. Even if he's young, don't worry about it. Please just tell me if there is any person here. If there is no person, don't worry about it. Let me hunt somewhere else. After a great thought, the next day he came to me and told me that, sir, there is one person here. He is now the assistant professor. His name is Dr. Shankapal, and you can have him. I think he may come very near to your thinking process. I am also not able to understand you. So my feeling is, okay, he is the person who could help you in this. That's how he was put or introduced to me. And I said, come, Dr. Shankapal, let's start the journey. That was in 1999. What happened in the first 10 years was something unimaginable. Because this first 10 years was the one decade where we transformed ourselves. We had to show people that we are talking of knowledge. We are an institution where we value knowledge. That was the first thing that I had to establish. And for that, the 10 years of what experiments that we did, the naming itself is something which is enchanting for people. The School of Advanced Studies. It is not an ordinary knowledge, the very advanced knowledge, very deep knowledge, knowledge with lot of thoughts, deep thoughts. Such knowledge to be brought in was itself the biggest experiment that we did in this campus. When we went to, both of us, we said, let's start going out, seeing some of the universities. And we saw some of them, but nothing came about, and we just came back with an empty hand, very disappointed, and we didn't know where we were going.
Now let me take this opportunity to invite our first Vice Chancellor, Professor S. R. Shankapal, to address the gathering.
Very good evening. Honorable Chancellor of Ramaiah University of Applied Sciences and Chairman of Gokula Education Foundation, Dr. Ramaiah, Dr. Y.S. Rajan, Shri Srinivas Murthy, my dear colleague, Professor Govind Kadambi, my past and present esteemed colleagues, and friends and dignitaries. I must thank you for organizing this farewell function, and also I must thank you for your immense good words, whether I deserve that or not. Anyway, thank you for all your good wishes. I think 5 weeks ago, in the same auditorium, I had got the last 20 years. During this 20 years period, I interacted with hundreds of professionals from academia, industry, research organization, government organization, universities in India, abroad. So it was a great learning experience to me. I could experiment many of the good practices which I had observed in many of the good universities across the world, to begin with in the School of Advanced Studies, and carried many of this idea to the Ramaiah University of Applied Sciences. Now we have, to be frank with you, get evaluated from any one you like. There are no prejudices. We have the best practices followed by great universities across the world under one roof. I'm extremely grateful to the Chairman and Chancellor, Dr. Ramaiah, for creating me such great opportunities. I think from his speech also is very clear. He created lots of opportunities for me, gave me lots of challenges. So I could experience all these things. That's why I said I was very fortunate. To be frank with you, he nurtured me. He nurtured me to grow intellectually. Also, he was my spiritual inspiration. I never believed in all those things, but later I got completely influenced by him. Sir, I'm extremely grateful to you, to all your family members, all the trustees of Gokula Education Foundation, and also their families. I started working with Mr. B.R. Prabhakara when School of Advanced Studies was created in 1999. And from him I learned certain nuances of administration. Later with Dr. Guru Prasad, who helped us for making the University Act happen. And I am thankful to both B.R. Prabhakara as well as Dr. Guru Prasad. I thank our Board of Governors, members of Board of Management, members of Academic Council, and Board of Studies, members of Research and Innovation Council, and members of Finance Committee of the University. Extremely thankful to Gokula Education Foundation, Medical, to all the officers of Gokula. I'm not mentioning the name, please don't mistake me, all the officers, all the members of the technical cell, and the management of MSRAT, where I started my career, and to the earlier principals, Professor Prahlad Rao, as well as Professor P. Krishnappa. I'm extremely thankful to Pro-Vice Chancellor, Dr. Govind Kadambi, registrars, deans, directors, heads of the departments, all the faculty members, technical and administrative staff, as you all responded positively to all my administrative and academic demands of the School of Advanced Studies and subsequently the university. Also express my sincere thanks to Principal Medical College and all her colleagues at the Ramaiah Medical College and Hospital for supporting in our endeavors. I also thank all the principals and the colleagues of other sister institutions. What I believed was in aligning people who come with diverse background. There are people with diverse educational background, geographical location, language, social strata, economic background, religion and caste. And I wanted all of them to focus and work towards a common purpose of building a good university. In thermodynamics, I call it as, that's what he was telling, my strength was minimizing the entropy, reduce the chaos, so align people to do things. To make a vehicle move, forces from all hands, pushing it must act in the same direction. And guiding people to do that is what a leader is supposed to do. And I was at it to make the university move forward. So there is always a difference in fighting a war with borrowed soldiers compared to patriotic soldiers. Making people develop a patriotic feeling for the institution is another very important factor for the development of the institution. I tried to imbibe such a feeling amongst the members of the university. Some of you must have liked it. A few of you may not have liked it. But there is nothing wrong in developing individual intellectual wealth which will benefit you as a person as well as to the institutions that you work for. University is a place which I believe where knowledge is created, knowledge is disseminated, skill development and new problems are formulated and solved for the benefit of the society. In Ramaiah University of Applied Sciences, foundations have been laid for all such activities. All you need to do is commit, dedicate yourself for the cause and succeed. The university will automatically grow and so you also. While guiding the university for its development, many well-known personalities who visited the university appreciated the way the foundations have been laid for its growth. But there were comments also that he's a person with very short vision. And also, many have said he's wearing a knicker in a land of nudes. I have no regrets. I have no anger on anybody, no vengeance on anybody. I'm proud of the university that we all have created together. I'm proud that I am worked with Ramaiah Group of institutions. And I try to keep in touch with you all. Now I am 58. I feel I have mental energy, enthusiasm, willingness, and capability. I may look for an opportunity to utilize and further enhance my capabilities. As Chairman said, I will not keep quiet. I will definitely do what he intends me to do. I wish all the great success to Ramaiah University and wish all the best for the future leadership and wish to see Ramaiah University becoming a leading university in the country as well as in the world. Once again, I thank you for this great opportunity. I thank you from the bottom of my heart for all your love and affection. Thank you very much.